between me, you, and our brother, we made a pact a long
Yeah.
time ago that certain things was gonna come between us.
Right.
Because we had seen how outside forces had affected family members.
Respect my business and the fact that this is my livelihood.
Yeah.
Why would you take money out your homegirl pocket? Why would you take it out your homeboy pocket? Last thing you want is to be in front of Judge Judy and you ain't got no paperwork.
Not Judge Judy.
Because she gonna tell you to kick rocks.
This is an Unsolicited Perspectives YouTube exclusive.
Jay, I had a really interesting conversation yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
How can I disguise this person so that nobody knows who it is? A friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine who was getting some work done in their house, remodel their kitchen, and there's more work that's going to be done in their house. And they wanted to hire their brother-in-law, who's a contractor, to do the work because it's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And the brother-in-law is a good contractor, but with all contractors, they're a little, I don't know, they're a little flaky,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
And I told my friend, I was like, you know what? It's probably best that you don't mix business with money anyway.
Well, you definitely want to mix business with money.
I mean, family with business. This is a YouTube exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Family with business. I said money and family and business and all that stuff is probably best to go outside. I know that you would want to give family member money for a job that you're going to pay people to do anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, it creates a weird dynamic. I know for me personally, when I was doing my thing out there on these streets with this personal training stuff, I didn't really want to family or friends to hire me. I was like, let me refer you to somebody else because things get shaky when you mix business with family. And I know you've had your own business and I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. You mean so have family as my clients or have family as business partners?
Either one, right? Like, well, we're business partners.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Why? Because we clearly established our roles and responsibilities.
Yeah.
And which is you do all the work, I show up. Right?
Yeah.
So is it who has the decision making authority? You do.
We do. Okay, hold on. Like if a company came to us and wanted to license the show, which is the only way that I would do a deal is if they're licensing the show, they're not buying the show, right? That would be something that I wouldn't just make that decision without you. That'd be something that we would have to talk about together.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but like, right, and also the dynamic is a little different, right? Because like for now, ain't no money involved, so it's like
it's a little bit.
It's a little bit.
Right.
It's a little bit. Right. We getting there, y'all. We getting there. We on the road.
We on the road.
But yeah, like it's and I don't know. I think we know each other well enough that even when there are conflicts and stuff like that, like you and I communicate.
Yeah. It ain't going. It ain't never between me, you, and our brother. We made a pact a long time ago that certain things was gonna come between us.
Right.
Because we had seen how outside forces had affected family members that not directly affecting us, like no conflict with us as family members, but how other family members had conflict with each other because of outside forces. We were like, we're not going to let that happen. So we made a deal. So that's different. But like when you were doing your business, if I came to you and was like, hey, I want to hire you, you wouldn't feel like, okay, like you're my brother, so I'm gonna give you a little discount, and I would be insistent. No, give me the rate
and
you give everybody.
That would have been a back and forth.
Yes, so that's what I was talking to my friend, and it's like your natural inclination is to be like, well, I'm giving you this work. Can you give me a discount? But no, I don't want that, but they're going to want to do it anyway. And then it's a weird dynamic, just business and family.
Yeah.
Like when you're hiring somebody,
yeah,
it just gets weird when it's your family.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what if they don't do a good job?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That also. So, I don't know. As far as like having a family member or even a friend be your business partner, y'all have to get into that. Like I said earlier, like clearly defining your roles, your responsibilities. Everything has to be formalized. Like, don't just go into it with like a handshake agreement of like what we gonna do and this, that, and the thing. No, write the stuff down. Be transparent. Communicate when stuff comes up. Talk about it openly, regularly. Keep touching base, making sure that everybody is on the same page. Respect, especially as the person who doesn't own the business, right? Like maybe you're a family member coming in maybe you're hiring this family member or they're coming in as a client. Respect my business and the fact that this is my livelihood.
Yes.
Because a lot of times what I noticed was people who knew me, friends, things like that, were expecting free 99 or at least a substantial discount. Respect that this is my business. And if I give everybody a discount, I'm not paying my bills.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't go. I never, because I use the services of a lot of my friends. I never ask them for a discount. Never. Because I know you got mortgage or rent to pay. You got kids. You got a car note. You got things. Why would I come in here and take money out of your pocket?
Exactly.
Because you're providing me the exact same service that you're providing somebody else. For example, my friend, I haven't been to her in a long time. I'm so sorry, girl. She does my lashes. I never ask her for a discount because I know her kids. I'm not going to take money out of their, and I know that she's providing me the exact same service, the exact same like level of like, I mean, her customer service is astounding. That exact same level of service she's providing to me, I'm going to pay her what she's worth.
Right.
So don't go into it thinking, oh, this is my homeboy, this is my homegirl, like blah, blah, blah. I can get a little something up. Why would you take money out your homegirl pocket? Why would you take it out your homeboy pocket? You wouldn't.
So I had a friend one time ask me to write up a ad program for their girlfriend. I didn't want to explain to them that you can't really just write up an ad program. That's not how it works. Like I can't write a program and just say, hey, do these crunches and you're going to get abs. That is not how it works at all. Right. And
I thought you were saying ad program, like advertisement.
No, it's abs. My
abs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speech
like
impediment.
Abdominals.
Speech impediment. Yeah.
Abdominals. Okay.
Abdominals.
No, I just did not hear that correctly.
Oh, okay.
You were probably saying abs.
It is very scientific and intricate for abs, which is the hardest thing to get. Right.
And also sometimes genetically you just don't have them, y'all.
Well, no, you do. There are always muscles underneath your stomach. It is tough to get them visible. Your body fat percentage has to be extremely low. Right. There's a surgical procedure that some people are doing now just to kind of, it's almost like liposuction in the abdominals so that they have permanent abs. But anyway, I was like, hey man, it doesn't really work like that, but okay, yeah, I'll write the plan up for you. I'm assuming you asking this for the free 99 because you ain't say nothing about price. It's not going to take me but 30, 45 minutes to write this up. That's not a problem. Have her sign a liability waiver and then I'll go ahead and send that over. Why she got to do all that? Well, because if I write something for her and she hurts herself, I'm liable for that.
Yeah.
So I need her to sign a liability waiver. Oh man, you being all difficult. Nope, I'm running the business. Now this was 15, maybe 20 years ago. And that friend now has their own business. So when I bring them up, they bring it up to them, they're like, yeah, I didn't understand. And some people don't understand.
Yeah.
But that friend should have understood, like, hey man, I'm doing you a favor. Right. I'm asking for this in return. So I said, okay, cool, never mind, no problem. And there was a little bit of, like, I didn't do it. So I was like, there was a little bit of tension there for a good little minute. But it was like, hey man, this is business. You found out through this podcast how serious I am about business.
Yes.
Like, you know how I am in my personal life, how I let things slide.
Yep.
Personal life, business life, completely different. And you had no idea.
Found that out.
Yeah, you had no idea.
Right.
That aspect of your brother. So it's for real. It's, hey, this is business, right? Like, take all that personal stuff out. And I learned that early when I had to fire a dude that was like a brother to me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't take my business as seriously as they should have.
Yeah. I mean, I'm setting up, I'm setting up studio time for people, and you're 2-3 hours late. And you think just because the studio is my studio that you can take your time. No, I set up a time for you because guess what? I also have a life. And I'm not going to sit here for 2-3 hours waiting for you. Your session, you got 15 minutes to get here. That's the grace period. So you showing up 2-3 hours later, I can't help you. We're going to have to reschedule.
Right. So I guess, ladies and gentlemen, what we're saying is when you enter in these agreements with friends or family, set the parameters of what the responsibility is for everybody in the beginning.
And write it down.
Yes. And that way you always have a reference point. Hey, we established this in the beginning. Yeah. You're not holding up your end of the bargain here. If they feel some type of way, hey, they feel some type of way, right?
Yeah.
But business is business. Business is business.
And
handle
the
your business.
last thing you want is to be in front of Judge Judy and you ain't got no paperwork.
Not Judge Judy.
Because she going to tell you to kick rocks. Have it written down. Write it down. It might seem like, oh, you're doing too much. We cool. No, I'm not doing too much. This is my business.
Or I've learned watching Judge Judy, it could be something as simple as a text message exchange where the parameters, that's still technically written.
It's written down.
Yeah, that's what you say, written down.
That's the thing. Write it down. I don't care if it's in an email, a text, or on a formal contract. Write it down. And have that agreement in place so then when they don't hold up, not when, if they don't hold up their end of the bargain, you can say, hey, this is what we agreed on. And since you're not doing what we agreed on, you see down here below where it says, if you don't do what we agreed on, this will happen. I have to enact this will happen now.
Join the conversation and follow the Unsolicited Perspectives podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your audio podcasts.